Hi everyone. This video is a part 2 of my last video, which was talking about PDA and unwanted travel. In my last video, I actually described about my anxiety before the travel and my emotions, and as well as what have I done because of this anxiety and so on. And then along the way of traveling until day 1, I think I recorded the video at the evening, during the evening of day 1. So I mentioned in the video that I will record a part 2 to actually share about my experience when I travel back to my town, right? There might be a little disruption in this video because I actually opened my window because my cat wanted to look at the world outside. So I do not want to disturb her. So you may hear some noises, maybe background noises, maybe, but I guess you can hear my voice pretty clear. I think so, because I've tested. So it should be fine in terms of like content, right? Okay, so there was something happened, which took me quite a long time to actually update this part 2 video, because at the moment when I feel like, okay, I think the next day I can actually make a video talking about part 2, something actually happened, right? That will be in another video. So let's focus on this PDA and unwanted travel for autistic individual like me. So after day 1, proceeding to day 2, it was pretty well. I prepared my breakfast. So I didn't follow my colleague to have breakfast in the canteen. So I felt more sense of control, in the sense that I can decide the time I want to wake up, the time I want to have breakfast, and the time I want to walk to the training room, right? So I felt better in the morning because I had my own breakfast, I prepared my own food, and so on. And it was pretty well for the entire training session for day 2. And then at 5 p.m. we were ready to travel back to our town, which is from KL to Penang. My town is in Penang. So I kind of knew that it's going to be a long journey. I knew that. I am not too sure. I was not too sure whether I prepared myself well for that. I was not too sure. But I guess towards a certain extent, I had a certain level of anxiety, I think so, and then I had a certain level of preparation as well. But what turns out to be worse is that the traffic condition is actually much worse than what I expect. I mean, I'm not so sure about others, but I expect it to be quite smooth. Because it was a Tuesday, and traveling back to Penang, I don't think it was a famous time for people to choose to go back to hometown, so-called, right, from the working place of KL to go back to hometown Penang. So I don't see the reason, honestly, that it is going to be in a bad traffic. But it turns out it turned out to be quite bad traffic. So I guess that indirectly increased the level of anxiety I have. And so actually towards the middle of the journey, towards the middle of the travel, when the driver stopped for dinner, which is around, I think it's around 7 something, I think 7 p.m. plus, I felt really bad on my stomach. I have stomach disturbance, and I didn't know what happened. It's like, it is not to say my stomach is windy. It is not to say, it was not windy. It was not acid reflux. It was not indigestion, which I cannot describe what actually happened. And of course I couldn't eat anything, right? I couldn't eat, or maybe it's not because I couldn't eat. It was because I was too afraid of eating. I guess so. So I felt very bad at that point of time, and I felt that anytime I thought I might just vomit. So I prepared myself well. mentally and also physically, like to prepare some of the plastic bags, and to also mentally prepare if I vomit, then it is not something that negative. I have to tell myself as such, so that I am prepared for, so that I was prepared for whatever situation is going to happen. So at that point of time, I actually are quite I were quite clueless, helpless. But I have a group of colleagues who are very who are very kind. I would say they are very kind, and at that point of time, I wanted to tell people what do I feel. I wanted to tell people so much, but sometimes I do not know. I couldn't find a word, or I actually couldn't really tell very precisely how I felt at that point of time. So they have been very patient on me, and they listen to me no matter what I say. And then some actually offer some drinks, hot drinks, and actually offer to me and say that it may make me feel better. So I was very thankful to them. I was very thankful. At least at the very minimum, they bought some food for me, and they actually listened to me, right? So I knew that, because I didn't eat anything during the first part of the travel, which is not something of my habit. It's not my habit. I should have eaten something. So I knew that I have to eat something. So I kind of like ate a little by little, and eventually the 4 piece of chicken nuggets that we bought at McD, I managed to finish it. So after that, my stomach is it wasn't get better. I mean, it didn't get better. It wasn't better anyway, but somehow I'd rather, maybe because I acknowledge this discomfort, I kind of like, maybe I was more able to accept it. I guess so, right? And it still continued to give me, unknown signal, making me clueless, right? It still continue, but then I know that I have to eat a little by little. So I actually ate something along the way, and it was a tough journey, because you will have a feeling that it is not reaching. I mean, the destination is nowhere near. So it was quite torturing to see the time clocking, but you cannot see your town. So eventually, when I got home, it was about 12 midnight, after 12 midnight. And then I thought that when I got home, my stomach will get better, because I'm home, right? I'm home. But it didn't. I tried to eat some noodles. I tried to make some noodles, and I thought that, noodles should be something that I like and I'm comfortable with when I'm sick, right? So I tried to make some noodles, and then I tried to eat, but it didn't turn out to be better, and I couldn't finish as well. So I thought, okay, maybe I'm too tired, so I sleep, right? So I prepare myself for bed. And then the next day, when I woke up, my stomach get worse. I guess so. I mean, I don't know whether it is worse, but it is a certain it was at the situation where I don't know whether I should eat something, and I don't know after I eat what will turn out. I have no idea. Again, I have no idea. And it was not in the normal condition. So until the extent that it was very bad, that I felt I cannot work for the entire day. So I actually applied for a leave. Then from that experience, I actually know that it is not something easy for me. So maybe I should have done something. I mean, I should have acknowledged my own feelings about this travel much earlier, but it's okay. Since I have the experience now, I will do it better the next time when I was asked to attend such training in another town following the bus. I believe that I will be able to make a better decision on various things related to the travel, related to the training. So Wednesday, I reached my town on Tuesday midnight, and then Wednesday was my off day because I took leave. I couldn't, I don't think I can actually leave my house, right? Then Thursday, a little bit better compared to Wednesday, but still it was a torturing moment when I actually work, right? And it is a continuous classes that I had to deliver classes for 3.5 hours. So it was quite torturing. I would say it was quite stressed for me. Then after that, I still have, did I have a replacement class? I had my online class at night as well. So everything is still very messy. Everything was still very messy at that point of time. And then Friday, I got better, and I start to see my stomach is getting better, going back to normal on Friday afternoon. After I had my lunch, which I choose a favorite lunch every time when I have stomach discomfort. So I guess that somehow or rather has a calming effect, I think so. Now that particular food. And so things actually get better during afternoon of Friday, right? So that was the moment I thought that I can actually make a video. Maybe on Saturday I can make a video. But something happened on Saturday, which I will not mention in this video. I'll mention it in the next video. And I also have something on Friday. I got better, right? On Friday afternoon, I got better. Then I thought, okay, it's time to actually keep up with all my work, to review all my emails, to actually complete everything. But there were too many things. So I start to get anxious again. I thought, wow, there are a lot of things. No matter how I arrange my timetable, I seems not be able to complete everything. There is an urge to do so is because I need to mark my assignment, right? I need to mark my assignment, and I hope that I can complete all these things before I mark my assignment, so that I can mark in a more relief, mode. So I try to squeeze in my timetable to complete all these things, but at night I have other things going on, so I need to do it within 2 to 3 hours, which is rather impossible. Actually, if you really rationally look at it, given the volume of the work and given the time, it's impossible to complete by 2 or 3 hours. But my mind couldn't turn the thoughts about this matter. My mind still insists that I have to complete within that 2 to 3 hours. So I got very, very difficult at that point of time. And then on Saturday, I have a whole day forum at somewhere at town area, right? I'm staying a little bit away from town area, so I have to travel. I have to find parking, which is an area not really I'm not really familiar with. So it add on to the stress. And then I thought that if I couldn't finish on Friday, I should have done it on Saturday. But Saturday my time is packed, and I'm not able to do anything. And then Sunday I'm supposed to mark my assignment. So I got very locked up for my thoughts. I couldn't turn my thoughts, and that of course is related to autistic brain. Now autistic brain, we cannot really adjust our mind, our mindset or our thoughts when something is fixed, or when something that our brain believe that it should be like this. We cannot, I mean, we will find it very difficult to adjust. And of course, that thing happened on that at the point of time, and then I took very much effort to actually make myself to go to the Saturday forum, because I have a strong urge not to go. Even though I paid for it, I have a strong urge not to go because I couldn't finish my task, right? So I took very much effort to make myself to go to the Saturday forum. So I went to Saturday forum, but I didn't mark my assignment on Sunday because of something happened. So that I will leave it in another video. So as a conclusion, as what I mentioned in part 1, that might be a cause of PDA. PDA means like you have a strong urge to avoid something happen when, you have a strong urge to avoid to do something when that particular thing become a demand, right? I guess, of course, it is related and it affects very much. That is the reason I have a strong urge not to go to training. I think that is one of the main reasons, right? And then because I have a strong urge not to go for training, but my mind thinks that, you know, it is my responsibility to go to training, so there is a conflict, and to solve this conflict, I mean, to resolve it, to make to find a peace in my mind, in my brain, is actually very exhausting. I took a lot of effort, and I guess that is the reason it caused my second part of the traveling, when I travel back to my town, to be very exhausting, and I need like a few days to recover. So as far as I see, I need at least 2 days to 3 days. I think 3 days is the best to recover from this situation. And as per my past experience, it can be even longer. I've tried before 2 weeks. I've tried before 1 month. If there is something very, very big happening, very, very exhausting and very much affecting my emotions happen, then I need 1 month to actually recover from that particular situation. So if you meet anyone, any neurodivergent people, I wouldn't say it's only autistic individual, any neurodivergent individual who are having this struggle, these difficulties, it is real. It is real, and it is something that we cannot control. It happens on us just like this, and we cannot control. Of course, we can try to find ways to make ourselves better, but still, towards a certain extent, minimally, our brain structure is different from others. That is a reality, I would say, and that is a truth. So whatever that, if they mention to you that they are having this kind of difficulties, they are very exhausted, and then they cannot control themselves, it is real. I would say it's real, right? So this is the part 2. The lesson I learned from the entire, trip, unwanted trips, is that every time when I see, this kind of a sign, training to me, especially the one that I need to travel, I need to allow myself a few days, stop and think about it, and to recognize my emotion towards this particular so-called training. I need to do some journaling, perhaps, to recognize what kind of emotion I have on this training. Then based on that, I need to make decision on how to deal with all this, or what are the alternatives, what are the options available for me to go about this issue, right? Rather than what I've done this time, where I just ignore it, because no matter how, I still need to go, so I just ignore it. I just leave everything to the to my management to arrange all my transport, arrange all my accommodation. So maybe next time I should have taken the lead to arrange my own transport and or accommodation, right? So I'm going to travel again, right, for a workshop in October, but that workshop is something that I want to go. So I guess there will be a little bit different. I choose the mode of travel by myself. I choose flight instead of now taking van or bus. And I still I still leave the accommodation to my management. But I guess I will make another video to update everyone on this training that I opt myself to go. What is the difference between, what is the difference with the training that I'm kind of like assigned to go, right? So I believe there is a difference. So I'll make another video talking about that after October, right? So until now, this video is talking about unwanted travel, and it's a great lesson to me. So if you have a similar issue, hope you have a better understanding why do you have such issue, and it's not your fault, right? We can do something to minimize our fluctuation, right? But then minimize our exhaustion. But then if things happen, don't blame yourself, and it's not your fault, and we can always review and see what we can do better next time.